Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. On the February 17th edition of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, we saw Adam Pearce make the officially unsanctioned match for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at the Elimination Chamber. Now everyone saw that announcement, so I don't have to go deep into that match and their history about Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But like Sami Zayn said, they're two of the most paired wrestlers maybe in the history of WWE. Their names are synonymous with each other, and they're going to feud or fight or be together or be just connected in some way until their WWE careers are over. And so if you're someone who's unfamiliar with the Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens history, I really urge you to go all the way back into their days in Ring of Honor and track them all the way through WWE until now, so you have a really good backstory of what's about to happen on this unsanctioned match at the Elimination Chamber. But my thought here, reading some between the lines with Karrion Kross being involved, with Randy Orton still in the wind, and this unsanctioned match sort of seems like the exclamation point and the end of the feud. I originally thought they were going to have a match at Elimination Chamber, and then that was going to be like a tease and lead to something bigger at WrestleMania, potentially an I Quit match, last man standing, steel cage, Hell in a Cell, something like that. But this unsanctioned match makes me believe like this is the finish of it, with Randy Orton still waiting because he's injured because of Kevin Owens, which I still believe he's going to come back and enact his revenge on Kevin Owens at some point, so we can't forget about that. And then we see Karrion Kross just sort of weasel his way into this feud with Sami Zayn. He posted a great video on X that I think almost has 1 million views, sort of making fun of and trolling Sami Zayn's status update video. So that might play a part. So we might see the finish of this feud in Toronto with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and they might split ways, and then it might be Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton at Mania and Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn at Mania. So that's a potential, but we'll see. That's just me thinking out loud and sort of reading the room about this unsanctioned match, this unofficial match for WWE. Might just be the exclamation point. WWE might have just done this just so they have two Canadians who are very popular in Canada having a really, really important match in Toronto, and then go back to their original WrestleMania plans, which may be Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Karrion Kross, and Sami Zayn. So that's just my initial thoughts on that leading into the Elimination Chamber. And then speaking of leading into, of course, we're on the road to WrestleMania. Let's talk about Gunther and Jey Uso. Now, Gunther, in recent memory, like the last 2 or 3 months, has been absolutely atrocious on the microphone, and I think it's brought the feud down. Gunther is at his best when he is being the ring general. Pound for pound, he might be one of the best professional wrestlers on the planet in the ring. He produces very, very good matches. And The Undertaker stated this the other day, I think, on a podcast with Bully Ray, that you could interject Gunther into sort of any era and he would be successful. Obviously, he's successful in this era. He would have been successful, back in the day in the 60s, 70s, 90s, 2000s, whatever it is, because his style can be meshed to fit sort of any era because his moves are so deliberate. He executes with such perfect execution, and he's big, he has this presence, right? He's Gunther, the ring general, and he's at his best when he's saying no words. He's just attacking people and being pound for pound one of the best wrestlers in the world, producing great matches and bringing the fans on for a ride with his matches, similar to what he did in his Intercontinental title run. This championship run could be better, and I think him having something to sink his teeth into, like Jey Uso, is going to elevate the title. I do think eventually Jey Uso will win the title at WrestleMania, because that's going to be an absolutely massive moment, and that match won't be a main event of either night 1 or night 2, so it'd be really good to still give Jey Uso his moment, even though it won't be the last match of the night on night 1 or night 2. But again, in recent memory, Gunther's microphone and promo work has just been bad, and it's brought down the feud. It definitely brought it down, before Saturday night's main event. But on the February 17th edition of Monday Night Raw, he had his best promo, and it actually elevated the feud and actually was worth watching. And then you bring Jey Uso out. He's fired up. He's got to, defend himself. He's got to defend the fans. He's got to defend the whole Yeet movement. And it was actually a quality segment. So normally, I would say take the mic away from Gunther. I think he just needs to be inspired to produce that good stuff and really sink his teeth into this feud with Jey Uso and make it the best it possibly can be. So then at the match, all the stuff he does means more. All the stuff Jey Uso does means that much more. And then when he wins or when Gunther wins, either way, I think Jey Uso will win just because his popularity is skyrocketing. And again, that won't be a main event match on either show, but it will be a high-profile, high marquee matchup, obviously, because they get time on Monday Night Raw every single week to keep putting over their feud and keep having altercations and brawls. And, Gunther got a nice long promo, which was actually his best promo in a while, and it elevated the feud a little bit. So I'm interested to see where it goes and how far these guys can take it and how much tension and story and narrative they can build heading into WrestleMania 41 to potentially maybe see this big payoff where Jey Uso wins the big one. And speaking of winning the big one, let's talk about Roman Reigns. Will Roman Reigns be at the Chamber? Because we have the Chamber on March 1st, stacked men's chamber of John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and Logan Paul. I do believe that Roman Reigns will cost Seth Rollins the shot at winning the Elimination Chamber to go on to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. So you can sort of boot Seth Rollins out of there. I don't think Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest are even going to come close to winning, but I think that's where their feud is going to begin, and they're going to have some sort of clash, some sort of altercation, and then they can take that to WrestleMania with Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Now, there was some rumors that the fans weren't super excited about that, so they may take that in a different direction, but I think that's still possible in thinking about Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest for WrestleMania. A couple former World Heavyweight Champions, really big, athletic, strong dudes. I think they could have a great clash at WrestleMania. Then you have Logan Paul, CM Punk, and John Cena as sort of the ones who are potentially going to win this Elimination Chamber. Most people say John Cena. Some people say CM Punk. What if it's Logan Paul? No, it would be the most incredible thing in the world, and the fans would absolutely go apeshit if out of those three, of CM Punk, John Cena, and Logan Paul were to win the Elimination Chamber and immediately be booked to go face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. It won't happen, but it could be either option. It could be that Logan Paul costs John Cena the Elimination Chamber, and then they have a feud at WrestleMania, and then John Cena potentially wins that 17th world title later. You have John Cena just outright win, challenge Cody Rhodes for the title. You have CM Punk outright win, challenge Cody Rhodes for the title. I do believe it's John Cena's night. I believe we're going to get a John Cena win at the Elimination Chamber. He is going to headline WrestleMania versus Cody Rhodes, and then at some point, with the Paul Heyman favor type thing, we're going to see CM Punk be put in that match, and it's going to be the biggest triple threat match we've potentially ever seen at a WrestleMania for Cody Rhodes' WWE Undisputed Championship, where I think John Cena will win that strap, and you get the finish of the story from CM Punk. You get the 17th world title from John Cena, and then potentially that's the start of the heel turn for Cody Rhodes, because it just pushes him over the edge. He was a great guy. He did all the right things. He was the face of the company. He did all the media appearances, but then he got put in a match against two absolute superstars whose all ego is about themselves. They're all about themselves, and I lost. It's not my fault, yada, yada, yada. And that potentially pushes him into a heel turn where maybe him and John Cena feud, or maybe John Cena goes then to Randy Orton, and Randy Orton has his last match, and then you could see Cody Rhodes chase that title against Randy Orton, which is a feud that everybody wants to see. So I do believe, to answer my own question, I do believe Roman Reigns will be at the Elimination Chamber, and he will cost Seth Rollins the win at Elimination Chamber, or Seth Rollins won't even make it into the chamber, and Reigns will just beat the shit out of him before he even gets there, which is then going to obviously create one of the biggest matches of WrestleMania, which is Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. And then at the end of the night, we'll see how everything shapes out. And I just want to mention one thing before I go. On the February 17th edition of Monday Night Raw, the absolute best match of the night by far was Roxanne versus Raquel. It was fantastic. Both women did an amazing job, and that was the match of the night. And I wanted to point that out because we should give people their flowers before. We should just give people their flowers. We should appreciate things as they're happening. It was an incredible match, very well done, perfectly executed, and I want to say that about that match on the February 17th edition of Monday Night Raw. But that's all I have. Just wanted to end on that. Comment below what you think, your thoughts, your predictions. Agree, disagree, whatever it is, absolutely love to hear from you. And then make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share with every single wrestling fan on the planet so we can grow Pro Wrestling Daily together. And I'll see you next time. Lots of love. Cheers.